A very good day to you, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another episode of the Candy Talk here on Herman Manyora's YouTube channel. My name is Evan Sokinya. I'm here with Professor Herman Manyora. Prof, how are you?
Good.
I saw your frustration that the lady who actually got into the, what is it called? Guinness Book of World Records for having the
Hug that tree. and a former minister is there, an ambassador.
Yes, and Ababu Namuma was there congratulating her and all that. Why did you react that way?
It's absolute nonsense. we know we must keep away from doing stupid things like those ones. Mm-hmm. You know, an ambassador is a very serious person. Mm-hmm. And this is a former minister. Going to see girls hugging trees. What is that?
So is that why you say this is all nonsense? According to you,
rubbish. Complete utter rubbish. And people have supported me. A few have said things, but they don't wash. And you know, and I'm serious. One of the reasons why we have problems in this country. People get into positions that they don't know how serious those positions are. I've told members of parliament, both National Assembly and Senate, for example, in this instance, there are less than 500 people. Is that right? So if you look at that, you build the executive, the president and the ministers, the top layer of the country. Are they 1,000? Do they get to 1,000 number?
Not really.
So if you are among 500 people, whose decisions will affect this country 200 years? Are you a small person?
You're a big person.
You are less than 1,000 people in whose hands the destiny of this country, all the children of this country, born and unborn, the things you do, the decisions you make, the pronouncements you make, everything you do will affect the future of the entire population of people called Kenyans, born and unborn. You must know your position is a very senior position. So you cannot be found to be doing what Ababu Namwamba is doing. That's what I was saying. And our MPs, they don't know that. Our ministers, they don't know that.
So
that is where the problem is. And that's why all of them look at the president. They lay prostrate almost where the president is. They don't know they are supposed to help the president because together with the president, they constitute a small, it's not even a fraction. Less than 1,000 people to decide the destiny of what this country will be in 1,000 years. They don't even know how big they are. That's why you can see them when they are with the president. They are talking like kindergarten children. Instead of being partners with the president. So when you see Ababu Namwamba talking about a girl hugging a tree.
So is it what Ababu Namwamba did or what the girl did?
It's the whole
what is nonsense
The
here
whole thing is stupid. Don't remind me those things. Let's go on. I hope you had another topic. That one is leave Ababu Namwamba to be. I'm just saying,
and of course,
he's not a small Kenyan.
Okay.
He has been a minister, not once.
And Kenyans have also taken issues with
and he's an ambassador. He's an ambassador.
Of course.
Kenya's permanent representative to the UN or something like that.
Yes.
Is it UNEP or UN? One of those things. I don't know which.
So you're talking about ambassador, but at the same time, Kenyans have also taken issues with some of the projects being launched around by very senior government officials.
Yes.
You see,
including a toilet
of the deputy president going to launch something. They actually.
I don't know whether it is true. Was it true that he was launching a toilet? I would not be surprised, but was it true?
Okay, so you won't be surprised.
I wouldn't be surprised because we have had worse than that. Okay. These meetings, launches, and what are being stage managed for Kindiki to be seen to be climbing Mount Kenya. It's not necessary. I will advise him for free.
Okay. I was having a conversation here with you, and you talked about the problem here is that the government is actually not seeing the danger in crippling the opposition. And I want us to have this conversation at this point. We are in this very situation whereby we do not actually know whether we have the opposition in the country, owing to the fact that for a while the perception on the ground has been that Raila Odinga has been the face of opposition in the country, as something which is now not actually happening. And of course, we are now having a situation whereby it's Kalonzo Musyoka who is seen to be on the other side. Now, there are certain Kenyans who believe that the opposition is dead. Let's begin from there. But then let's also talk about why you said that it was actually wrong for the president to go ahead and approach the former PM, eventually weakening the opposition, so to say.
No, you see, the president was not wrong. The president wanted to survive. His government was falling. He was about to be run out of town. So, naturally, he will do the things he needed to do to survive. And that's one of them was to get Raila. So how would you blame Ruto? You can't blame Ruto. You can't say he was wrong, because anybody in his position will do more or less the same.
Okay.
Kibaki did it when Raila left his government. He went to Kanu and got Kenakoecha and the rest of those people. He went to Nyachai's party and so on. So this is normal in politics. Yeah.
Welcome to Herencia, the heartland of good living, where you belong. A community with endless possibilities. Your path to discovering a master-planned gated community that matches your ambitions. Get yourself this must-have piece of paradise with state-of-the-art amenities, constant water supply, good security, tarmac roads, and much more. The best part, availability of buy and build financing services. Don't wait. Contact us today or visit our offices for more info. Buy and build your way at Herencia, the heartland of good living.
But is it true? Is the feeling the same for you, all those people who feel that perhaps the opposition in this country at this point is actually dead?
You see, it depends on what your understanding of opposition. If you understand opposition in the sense which all understand, then it is dead, because opposition is Raila and Raila is opposition. So the moment that Raila leaves and goes to work with Ruto, they can never be opposition. Because that's how we understand opposition to be. That sort of thinking, that sort of understanding of what an opposition is, will lead us to conclude that the opposition is dead, because Raila is not there. And there isn't a person left behind to do even half of what Raila was doing.
Let's go by your thinking. The same understanding that we are talking about here.
Yes.
Look at Kalonzo Musyoka right now. He's actually stood firm, and at this point we would have expected that he would have been given something, or maybe his people brought on board as well, but he stood firm. Why are you saying that as long as it's not Raila on the other side, then the position is dead?
You see, the way we know opposition in this country, we know it in such a way that it is played in the manner in which Raila plays it. Now that Raila has left, you look in the horizon and there is nobody. Macho yako haianguki kwa mtu ambaye anaweza fanya ile Raila alikuwa akifanya. Macho inapita kwa Kalonzo, inaangalia huko mbele itafute mtu, hakuna mtu. Kalonzo is not fitting that understanding of what an opposition is. That's why I've said these guys will receive a serious beating from Ruto. Thara beating, kichapo cha mbwa. Watakimbia kama mburukenge. Ruto atawachapa kichapo cha mbwa. Because you cannot play in that manner and hope to have an impact. You must re-engineer the game. You must re-engineer the politics of the country. You must have a paradigm shift so that the opposition is not viewed and understood to be in the manner it was when Raila was there. As it were today, if Raila loses AU and comes back, will Kalonzo have anywhere to stand? Will he? Si mwenyewe atakuwa amerudi.
That's debatable.
Debatable. What is debatable? Please, don't make me say something. I said something and people almost beat me. Please, what is debatable? If Raila comes back to opposition, will Kalonzo have a place to sit? Si atakaa nje ya nyumba wakati Raila anakula kwa meza. That's just how bad it is, but it's unfortunately true. And it's not that Kalonzo is anything bad or weak or anything. No. He has failed to understand how opposition has been collapsed with Raila into one. Opposition is Raila and Raila is opposition. Raila is the only man who does not need to announce that he's going somewhere for a crowd to emerge. Tunaelewana? Even in the Central at the time they didn't want him. People hate themselves for finding themselves loving Raila when they should not be loving him. He's a magnet of sort. If you understand opposition in that manner, you cannot replace Raila. And therefore, there can be no opposition. So you must shift even the mindset of Kenyans. From now henceforth, this is how we want to redeem our country. This is how the progressive forces of this country will redeem and change the country. The young Turks, in the struggle for second liberation, had to fight, and they lost soldiers, foot soldiers. People were detained, people died, people lost jobs, people lost families. And that's how we understood opposition. Up to 1992, we couldn't defeat Moi. We defeated him in 2002. We have come like that. We couldn't. The game. They regrouped, went back to the old days, old ways. We tried to deal with that through the new constitution. We couldn't manage. We are back where we were. Shall we continue fighting using the same methods? The answer is no. And the Gen Z gave us an idea. A small window that you can imagine a new Kenya. And that Kenya is possible. And the forces of change need not play in the manner in which Kina Raila were playing. In fact, and this is for everybody, including Ruto, those who imagine the strength of Gen Z was in the demonstrations have gotten it wrong. Extremely wrong. I do not expect them to see it happening again. The Gen Z will never engage you in the streets again. But they will engage you, but not in the streets. So Kalonzo cannot lead the opposition because he wants to lead the old opposition in the old manner, and the owners are there to try to mobilize Kenyans in the manner in which Raila does is to waste time. Because those people belong to Raila. So there's no opposition, to answer your question. Yeah. So far.
And I'm left with...
Actually, the only acting opposition is the Gen Z.
Not even Kalonzo.
Yeah, Kalonzo is not.
We've seen in some certain African countries where the opposition has actually come on board and managed to win elections, and of course they are now actually controlling the system and the government and everything. With our eyes focused on 2027, what would be your easy prediction on the fate of our opposition as currently constituted in this country?
If the opposition as currently constituted goes into an election, and I'm doing a video on that on Saturday. If the opposition as currently constituted goes into the election, it will just be a repeat of 1992. I'm elaborating that in a video I'll release, I think, soon. Yeah.
Okay.
The same fate. Ruto will beat them. Hands down. Just like Moi beat them.
So then, what then should be the approach? Because you're telling me here that they cannot actually play this game as it has been played before. They need to come up with a different approach.
First of all, and we have said this, and we don't need to say more because Hillman Analytica is waiting for business. They have to recreate a 202 moment. That's the only way that can produce any of these normal politicians as president. Kalonzo, who, all of this. Any one of them, Mother Karua, any of them can be president if they recreate a 202 moment, which of course brings unity of one candidate and blah, 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 okay? The other way is if Kenyans get angry enough and sweep aside these politicians and bring a person who is not one of them, a person with a new thinking, who looks at the world different and the country different and offers different solutions, willing to take the risks, willing to do the uncomfortable things that these guys can't do. Kenyans can bring somebody like that. Not kwa hii circles za hawa watu. No, this one, sweep them away, they can't. Yeah. In any case, even if they removed Ruto, they will not bring any change to the country. Nothing, they can't. They are the same people. So Kenyans will bring an individual that is outside the normal.
Okay, we are living in a country where actually for now it's like our fate is on the hands of whistleblowers. You saw what actually happened with the Danny deal and all that stuff that happened back then, and it is here that said that opposition, as you view it currently, maybe could be in bed with government, and certain people are saying here that, look, the government is having a field day here because there isn't anybody who is there to keep a watch on them and to actually tell them that here you're doing wrong, do these things the right way. But then we're also asking ourselves, do you think that perhaps we may find ourselves in some sort of a different situation, even if President William Ruto fails to get in 2027? If a new person comes on board, won't we still have the same situation as we are having right now?
Of course. If they are from this group of people, the same.
Okay.
They will meet the same challenges. They will meet the same globalists, the same Western powers, the same interest groups, the same cartels, and they will be held hostage. They can't move away. You need a radical person who can see all those and tell those people go to hell.
Okay.
This country requires a person who can look at people in the eyes and tell them, go home, leave us alone. We will manage our things. When you respect us as equal partners, come we talk. But for now, take a walk. IMF, what do we owe you? Give us 5 years, 5 months, we'll pay you off, everything. Whom do we owe? How much do we owe you? We are paying you off, everything. Give us 2 years, 1 year, like Mali tried to do. I don't know how far they have gone. You require that kind of person who can clear all the foreign debts within less than 5 years. You have zero debt. And you rearrange your country, you tax Kenyans less. Actually, almost nothing. Exploit the resources within this country, that there are many, to create revenue, to develop the country without taxing Kenyans. Then you'll get to a point when there's such a prosperity, you will overtax Kenyans because everything is being offered is free. High standards of life. Tax people even up to 55% of their income. But everything is free, including maternity allowance for women.
Okay.
Yeah. Free education, free health, quality health, quality education. Mama akizaa anapewa kitu. Leave ya 6 months anapewa kitu. Allowance ya mtoto na maternity. If you are not working, you get an allowance. We can get there in 10, 15 years.
Okay.
Yeah.
But not with the same.
Not with these people. These ones cannot. These ones are the same. They can't see a new Kenya. They can't imagine a new Kenya. They can't dream a new Kenya. They think of Kenya in the way it is structured, even physically. None of these people can think of Kenya without Kibera. They can't. None of them. I challenge any of them to come and tell me, can you be president with... Let me put it, if it's me. Within 5 years of my presidency, Kibera will not be there. It's possible. Yes, it's possible. Hizi vitu mnaita slums, ngware. Hawa watu wataishi kama binadamu.
Easier said than done?
No, it's been done. It's been done. We are talking about things that are done. Look at Egypt. A whole new city is coming up. People can dream. Hundreds of thousands of houses. A new city being created. Look at Dubai. When the man in Dubai says he will turn this desert into something, people laughed. Look at what Dubai is today. These things are doable. When Lee Kuan Yew said he wanted Singapore to sit on the same table with America as equals, people thought he was dreaming. It's possible, my friend. It's a question of imagining and thinking and dreaming of a new Kenya.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, what do you have to say regarding what we've just discussed here? Tell us, weigh in the conversation, and definitely we'll be able to interact with you more. Thank you for watching, and thank you for being part of this family till we have this conversation again. Have a lovely day. My name is Evans. Okay.